So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into game number 2 of this best of 5 finals of the Go4SC2 number 314. ZaZu versus Solar is going to be coming up, and we are loaded into the game. So this is where all the fun happens. As I set up the scoreboard, it's a best of 5. It's 1-0 up to Solar at the moment, as I said that completely wrong and make everything go terribly badly. So, without further ado, down in the lower left position, spawning as the green Zerg. From Max Flow, it is ZaZu. And his opponent up in the top right, the blue Zerg player, representing Samson Khan, it is Solar. Good times, very excited about this, of course. It's going to be some good stuff coming up, and when it does all come up, it's going to be good. So, do we reckon we're going to see Solar go once more for some kind of speedling all-in, as well as a greedy third? Maybe. He has got an Overlord on the way, so it's not like he's going to 10 pool or something, or 8 pool, or 9 pool, or 7 pool, or 6 pool, or any other kind of pool early before Overlord, because that's impossible now. What it does mean, though, is that we could be going on a little bit longer, and that is going to be quite important, because that means we get more StarCraft action. That's always good. So, hatchery. It's all good. Nothing else made. Probably going to be, I don't know if actually ZaZu will risk a hatch first. He probably can still get away with it after that speeding all in. I reckon his Baneling Nest is going to be a lot sooner this game. But, well, we wait and see what's going to be happening. But, yeah, for the moment, Solar's just pulling down drone. He's going to hatch first himself. He's going to be like, yeah, let's go for this. Will it be that hatch gas pool build once more? ZaZu is going hatch first too. So, it's a big map, 4-player map. You don't know where your opponent's spawning. So, yeah, you might as well. All going to be pretty safe. And, yeah, this is all going pretty comfortable now. Solar, he's fairly happy with everything that is... He's going to be fairly happy with everything occurring. Other than the fact that it's so early. I can't get over that. Like, seriously. It's like 6:20 AM where he is. I could not be playing StarCraft. Like, my APM would probably be about 3 if I was trying to play at 6 AM. I'd just be like... Hatchery. Lava. Drone. Ooh, Solar lag for a second now. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'd be like if I was playing at 6 in the morning. Probably not much different to me playing any other time. Herp-de-derp in before the trolls get there. So, in terms of production, gas coming down here for ZaZu. Meanwhile, Solar's just like, gas? I don't need an assimilator. I'm just going to make a ton of drones, get ahead in the drone count, and be happy about that. And actually getting this gas down earlier, transferring 3 drones over to that now, makes quite a chunk of difference in terms of your mineral income. Wait for it to stabilize, but we'll really see that soon now, because the drone count is pretty much equal. It works out at being a fair chunk of minerals over a minute, especially early game. Percentage-wise, that's pretty huge. That's going to allow certain things to happen. The queens to get out nice and quickly. Also, just a few more drones to be squeezed. A couple more drones squeezing is good. Solar could also try and secure up a third slightly quicker. It's another possibility. But that just generally having more money is usually good, especially when the transfuses start coming in. You've got the lava to be able to spend it well. Solar banking up. Bit of money at the moment. Does have a couple of Zerglings on their way. And the reason his money's banking up for the moment is just because... well, he had slightly Overlord, but he just didn't have the lava to really take any drones at the moment. He's also just busy going about droning. Meanwhile, ZaZu, he started up Zergling speed, and no, 3 drones are still in gas. Those 3 drones mean one thing and one thing only. But there's probably going to be a Baneling Nest fairly soon. So ZaZu has learned from game 1 that a speedling all-in is not out of Solar's repertoire, and therefore he's going to potentially try and get himself a little bit more safe against it. Solar, because his gas is late, he's having to grab gas. One Zerglin comes in. He's going to scout that one gas, but only the one gas. That's really important, because he has only seen that one. He doesn't necessarily know the gas timings. Really important, because that means that he can't accurately read what his opponent's doing in terms of something. He doesn't know whether it's speed, he doesn't know whether either of these gases is taking. It's perfectly normal. That could be one gas, and that could be a second gas. It's a very common thing to be done. Therefore, Banelings could be on the way. There could be a relatively quick tech up, all on the way, all possible. So, the question mark still remains for Solar. What exactly is happening here? I don't really know much, other than there's drones. Note as well, Solar has gone up to 4 queens. Quite unusual in ZvZ to go up to 4 queens, actually. In ZvT, for example, it's very normal to get those 4 queens out with the added creep spread. ZvZ, not so much. Quite cool. But there is going to be the big wall off here. So, ooh, it's going to be a quick rush up into roaches. Very nice build here. With the spine and with the 2 queens, you get a complete wall off. That means that you are safe from a lot of Zerglings. And because you're safe from those Zerglings, you therefore don't need to get down the Baneling Nest, because you don't have to worry about a mass speedling play. You just say, hey, I've got a wall off. Come at me. Banelings aren't required. That means roaches can come out quicker. And once you get that critical mass, roach is going to be a good spot. 8 banelings. Oh my banelings. Note though, a lot of zerglings have now been spotted. Response, just make a ton of zerglings of my own. Unfortunately, for the moment, Solar, he's only seen these zerglings coming. What he hasn't seen is the banelings. He should identify them fairly soon. I think he's... Oh no, he's not. That's not his. He's not going to see it until, of course, they're coming out. So now he sees the banelings. He's got to focus these well. Second spine caller is on its way. Of course, the queen doing a good job of picking those off. The first baneling does detonate. Another queen coming in there as well. Just trying to make a bit more of a block of this wall. The zerglings trying to push through. Got to be very careful, pulling the queens back. More queens on their way down, but in come the banelings. The hits are going to go down, but the baneling detonations are not good at all. They do not deal much damage. 2 of those queens do survive, and the zergling numbers are hugely in favour of Solar at the moment. But ZaZu is still streaming speedlings in. Speed is not done for Solar yet. It's about to kick in, and that's when he's going to be able to defend it better. But currently, the worker killed count is only at 2. Not very substantial. There is on its way, but more lings are still making their way forward. The Roach Run trying to get focused. Solar not engaging amazingly there in a bit of a choke, but a couple of banelings are morphing in, and if they get through, that'll be annoying. 2 banelings, of course, do kill drones, and that's where the big hits can start coming down. These spine crawlers paying for themselves magnificently, picking off such a good number of zerglings there. Couple of banelings morphing in though. Those 3 are going to get identified, but these 3 certainly have not. These drones could get into a bit of trouble. A couple more roaches are now on their way out, but in come the banelings. This could be the big hit. Is Solar paying attention? Yes, he is. Instant reactions here. Got to get those drones out of the way. The hit could be quite nice. Good detonation there. 13 workers killed. Solar will not be happy about that. He's still only 1 drone down though. That's the important thing. Is Lair's also at pretty much the same time. Things very even. I'd say this game incredibly equal at the moment. Slightly more army supply down on the field at the moment though for Solar compared to ZaZu, but only by a small amount. Also roach speed incredibly quick, but I love this choice at the moment out of ZaZu. Going up to Mutalisks. What does that mean, the fact that Mutalisks are coming out? Simple. If he gets the Mutas out, things are going to be bad for Solar because he does not have any anti-air and he does not have his own Spire on his way. He's investing in roaches, a big roach push, and if he can hit that before there's a sizable number of Mutalisks, he can just go kill him. And that's always a good strategy to go for, is can I just kill my opponent? And if you can, you win the game, everything's fine. If you can't, then you run into problems, and this is where problems can start coming. These zerglings are streaming up in towards the main base. The queen is going to act as a block between the spawning pool, and that makes things that the lings do have to go a little bit further, but a couple more workers getting killed. It's only a couple of kills. In terms of how cost-effective these trades are, they're not, is the simple answer. Solar is still ahead in the drone count, and his opponent is losing more resources than he's gaining. Note there that we do see the 1-1 upgrades have now kicked in. The roach count is sitting at 12. Solar could go for a push. The Spire is still 12 seconds away from completion. When that Spire is done, well, that is where you're going to start getting some fun stuff. The Mutalisks are coming out. But if Solar can defend, he'll be fine. 3 Spine Crawlers coming down to the front just to try and aid in that defense. A couple of Speedlings ready for a run by. But Solar going for the push now. He does not know about the Spire, mind you. Oh, no, he does. He scouted the Spire. Okay, he scouted the Spire. He knows it's coming, but he's not responding yet. Speedlings are going to make their way up in, and this is forcing Solar back at the moment. How is Solar planning on defending against these Mutalisks? That's my question, because really his play was, I want to kill my opponent before the Mutalisks become a threat. But there's now 10 on the way with +1 weapons. Obviously, 9 times out of 10, you get Carapace if you're going Mutas. The reason that we aren't getting Carapace down is because Solar is not going for Mutalisks. He's going for this Roach play, so the added damage is required, not the ability to reduce the damage of your opponent's Mutalisk bouncing glaives. So, this is a good decision. Spore Crawlers are coming down. Only a couple, not too many. That could pose a question. There are more queens on the way though, so a good amount of anti-air. Mutalisks on the field, the roaches being forced back again. A couple going to try and sneak around the side. This is a good little stealth move. Third base trying to come down from ZaZu, but is it going to be enough? That's he's still in an interesting spot. He's on an equal work count. He's able to pick up these overlords. And remember, there are Mutalisks down, and the Mutalisks are going to be very good against pretty much everything that could be coming. There's 10 of them, right? The queens are going to do a nice job of defending. I like the queen, the mass queen play against these Mutas. The reason it's good, it's because queens are beefy. They've got a good amount of health on them. Obviously, they can hold off a decent amount of damage. Plus, when you get added queens, you can start transfusing. A couple of mains getting picked off here. Nicely done. This hatchery definitely going to be forced to cancel. The roaches can't get away from the Mutalisks, so they pretty much got to commit to this now and say, well, no, we want this taken down. We'll get it taken down. They could now try to retreat, but remember, there's still no anti-air. Solar does now, though, have the Nidus network. Where is this Nidus worm going to go down? I reckon it's going to be over here. That is my guess. My guesstimate. He's going to say, well, pull all this back, and then just Nidus in a ton of roaches, and indeed, that's what we see happening here. This is going to catch the ZaZu a bit off path. The Nidus worm, of course, very cool. There's a lot of roaches in here. an awful lot of roaches and queens and everything. He's just going, well, mutas might be able to pick up my unit, which note that they're being distracted to go off any way they want. But the queens can transfuse themselves, and I've got more roaches. If you try and base race me with those mutalisks, I definitely win. Because one, I have spores, and two, mutas don't deal well in base races unless you have an obscenely high number of them. So, incoming roaches now, transfuses are available. Solar just plowing forward now, dealing a good amount of damage. Starts taking out these spine crawlers. The roach count is so low. 1-1 upgrades are done, remember, for the roaches. And also the queens benefit from that as well, which makes them quite nice. Transfuses do need to keep hitting the mark though well. Currently the queen's not getting transfused yet. There comes the transfuses though. They need to be pretty damn quick though. That's the important thing, and they're not. So that means the queens are getting shut down by the mutalist. The mutalist count is only down at 5 though at the moment, which obviously isn't great. They're also not focusing down this queen particularly well now. So the queen actually starting to trade quite well. But yeah, ZaZu gets taken out. Solar is now 2-0 up in this best of 5 series. That, of course, is cool times. Solar definitely doing very well. If you're on my YouTube channel, like the video, leave a cool comment and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, stay tuned, because game number 3 is going to be coming up in a second.